What's going on, podcasters and YouTubers? This is Hav here, one of your hosts from The Real Fan Review. We're a weekly podcast and we just talk about movies. Let's introduce you to the guys that are here with us today. We got my boy Sanj.
Good evening, everybody. As always, it's a pleasure to be with you.
We got my brother B.
Bonjour.
He's not French. We got our man in the chair, Al, with us today.
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, man, we got us four back. We're all still in quarantine. Everybody doing all right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how much of this I can take, bro. I don't know, man.
It's been absolutely crazy, man. I don't know about you. Go for it, Sanj.
I feel mostly bad for the kids because it's like they're not used to this, so they're having a harder time adjusting to it, with not being able to go outside, not seeing their friends or whatever. I mean, we still go outside.
Yeah.
We'll go outside for a quick bike ride or something, but not, they can't see their friends or anything like that. So, they're having a hard time. Well, my younger one, not so much because she thinks every day is the weekend now because
Exactly.
like we're all, but like my son is having a hard time. He's like, can I go back to school now? Like, when like a 10-year-old is saying, let's go back to school now.
Yeah, it's real then.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Even
But
myself, it's nuts. We get the kids, and all we're trying to do is just come up every single day with something different to do. So we're outside in the backyard. I'm Amazon priming lots of toys. It's just absolutely nuts, man. How you been getting out, Al?
I'm doing pretty good. We've all been here actually because someone at my job tested positive, so they had us under isolation. So I'm supposed to be going back within the next couple of days. But
Yeah.
it's been the same thing. My daughter's here. She thinks it's on vacation, and then she comes to me today. She goes, "When do I go back to school?" And I said, I thought she was wanting to go back.
Yeah.
So I said, "All right, think in two more weeks, the 15th." And she goes, "Do I have to go back?" I said, "Yeah."
Oh,
You're
man.
not on vacation, and school's coming back soon. So.
Oh, man. And Brandon, how the bunnies taking this?
Oh, they're fine. They got hair. They're just hopping around. They're good.
Oh, man. So
I'm
listen.
dying inside, but they're good.
Wait, is your nephew still with you?
Oh gosh, no. Oh gosh, no. That was a rough couple days between working from home and like my kind of work. Like I have a lot of work to do, so like not being able to actually focus in like threw me back a couple days. So like, whew, I'm dying right now.
I hear you, man. Well, listen, man, to anybody who's listening out there, we're like a reprieve from all this nonsense that's going on in the world. You listen to us, we talk about movies, we have fun. It's the four of us usually that we talk and we just go into it. So let's get right into it for this week. The news of the week, of course, Wonder Woman 1984 being moved to August 14th. Sanj, you still worth the wait?
Still worth the wait, and I'm actually encouraged by that news because so many of the other movies have been indefinitely pushed back or pushed back. Like 007 got pushed back 007 months. Yeah, I'm gonna use that joke again. You know what I'm saying? Like so many things just got pushed back so far that you don't even know when they're coming out. At least August is it's on the horizon. It feels like. It's like it's a set date.
It's the
not
truly
too far
foreseeable
away.
future.
Right. It's the truly foreseeable future. So the Wonder Woman movies have been great. So I'm looking forward to that. That might get us right back into the swing of things.
I'm hoping so, man. And then we also heard that Scoob and In the Heights moved again, like Sanjay was just saying, indefinitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know when that's going. I know Brandon, you were looking forward to In the Heights.
Yeah.
So I mean. You're bummed, bro. You're good. You're all right.
I mean, I can wait.
You got no choice.
I got no choice. I guess I'm gonna have to wait. There's some other things coming out.
Oh goodness, that's cool.
Yeah.
And Al, man, any of those three movies, man?
Just a Wonder Woman, really. Scoob maybe with Layla to really introduce her to Scooby Doo.
Right.
But really for me, it's the Wonder Woman. I think it was the right move to wait to hold it off. I don't know if August is going to be too soon. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully this is all past us and we're back in the flow of normal life again.
Man, if we're still in this in August, we have bigger problems.
Yeah. Well, not even so much the middle of this, but like the fear of going out. Hopefully everybody's gone past that by then. and the flow of just going to the movies, being able to get around each other again, and not be afraid of, like right now, you go out and somebody coughs, everybody's giving them the evil look.
Yeah,
Like,
Mhm.
What were they
side eye and
saying? Like
everything.
coughing is the new farting. Like
Yeah.
too crazy, man.
Oh
But like,
like
man.
like
so,
you fart now. You're like, all right, we good. You know?
God bless you, brother.
Where'd that come out from?
Oh my gosh, man. But because you guys are talking about the August thing with Wonder Woman, and hopefully we're out by then. One of the things going around right now in the news is that these movie theaters are trying to come up with a way to get people back into going into movies, right? So what they're planning to do is either have reduced pricing or maybe even some free movies. And they're thinking about putting some old movies, some classic movies, and also some big, like the big blockbusters that came out, like the recent couple of years here. And I wanted to know, man, because I think the first week that movie theaters are back on, as much as I would want to go, I'm still going to have that little hesitation in me. But what I wanted to ask you guys is there a movie that you wouldn't hesitate to go see, that, or a movie that would make you even think about, like, you know what, for that one I'll do it. You know what I mean? So, is there a movie out there for you that would make you or really entice you to go to the theater to go see?
Endgame.
Really, Endgame.
Oh, wow.
Put that back up on the screen.
Exactly. Yeah, one more time. Run it back.
Run it
Run it
back
back.
one time for free. Let's do
Oh my God, man.
it.
Endgame. How about you, Al? Any movie?
I was thinking Matrix. Especially with the four coming back.
Go see the first one?
Go see the first one. I don't know about 2 and 3, but definitely the first one. I'd like to see it
Yeah.
in that movie theater setting with the surround sound, and see if they can update it, make it Atmos so that you hear the code all around you.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. And Sanj, man, for you, man, any movie stands out that would entice you to go in?
This one is gonna surprise y'all. Star Wars.
Which one?
Original
The original.
Star Wars. Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it was so grand and so epic coming out in the theaters when it did. I think that would be such an epic way to jumpstart and restart the movie theater experience. Just with the da, 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 when you get that, like I think that would really, really like, give me like goosebumps and stuff to bring it back,
Chills. Wow, man. For me, I was thinking hard, like what movie? And honestly, I didn't think any Marvel movie would do it for me because I've seen all of them. I own all of them. I have them on Disney Plus. So I feel like those movies wouldn't do it for me. It'd be something that I don't own and something that I want to see again. And for me, it would be Avatar, but it had to be IMAX 3D because I
Mm,
remember the first time I
mm.
saw that Avatar on 3D, I was like reaching out to touch the dots.
Wait,
It was so insane.
but are they releasing it? Because I keep hearing stuff online about Avatar maybe taking the lead back from Endgame.
That's why. It's because they're
Oh,
re-releasing
okay.
it. So in China, they were opening up their theaters this week, which epically failed, unfortunately. Um,
Oh,
they were going to open up, and the government said, nah, the numbers were jumping back up for the COVID. So they were going to release Avengers Endgame, another like a big famous movie for China for the Chinese the people, and also Avatar. So I think they're probably going to do the same thing over here, which is which big time movies would they put out there. I also wouldn't mind seeing Back to the Future. I think Back to the Future would be kind of cool to see in theaters again. But honestly, Avatar IMAX 3D, I'm there. If it's one of those, I'm gonna have to go see it. Now, my like concern is then my work to help help Endgame beat Avatar is gonna be undone. So
We just gotta go. We can go in
yeah,
and
man.
get it done.
And then something else that I saw that was in the news, it was actually like kind of trending this week, was I'm not sure if you guys got a chance to see this song called Will by Joyner Lucas,
Yes, I did. You sent over the link and I saw it. That was crazy.
yeah.
right?
That was pretty fun.
It was a nice little, I guess, homage.
Ooh.
Oh, right? Fancy.
Getting French today.
You
Would you
started
watch
it.
that in your foyer? Did you
Yeah,
have a
man.
rendezvous?
Oh. Sue's Rendezvous. That's another story for another podcast. But, um, Anyway, man, I,
So many babies gonna be born off of this. So many babies.
it's gonna be ridiculous, man. But anyway, back to Joyner Lucas and the Will thing is that, I was really impressed with what he did because a lot of things, even what he was saying, besides the visuals of him being not every, but most of the iconic
How
characters,
seamlessly did he move from like scene to scene, from movie to movie? That was so crazy
right?
how seamlessly they did that.
It was just
Mhm.
insane. But the words, man, he said he wanted to acknowledge that Will was his idol before, he couldn't say it or Will is gone from our
Yeah.
existence in here. So it was like awesome to hear somebody say that. Usually we get these, homages to these people when they pass away and it's already too late for them to even hear this, like to say, "Hey man, thank you. You inspired me." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, man, because for you guys and me, we're huge movie fans. We watch a lot of movies, but I really don't find us like too much talking about a specific actor or inspired by an actor. And I wanted to know if there's an actor for you guys that inspires you or that you want to like maybe take some of their way of thinking or way of believing that inspires you. I know for me, it's going to be ridiculous, but LL Cool J is an actor that I really do like admire. I think that he's first of all his rapping for the last like 10, 15 years. I love his music. Then he's an actor as well. He's been in not a lot of movies, but he's more of a TV actor and everything like that. But he's done so much, so many different things. It's inspiring to, especially someone that's from New York and from Queens right there and showing that it can be done. You know what I mean? So I think that he's one of those people that I look up to like, wow, he did his thing. How about
Ladies love Cool James.
yeah, they do, man. And how about yourself, Val, man? Is any actor that really stands out to you or different?
There- yeah, it was just well for me. There was two that came to mind, each one for a different reason. Um, the first one that came to mind was Bruce Willis, only
Okay.
because he tends to be that. Even when he plays the hero, he's like the everyday hero. Like especially going back to Die Hard, he wasn't the Arnold Schwarzenegger. He wasn't the Sylvester Stallone hero. He
Right.
was the average guy hero in a situation and came through.
Gotcha.
And even in almost every other movie since, he's like the average guy, even when he's the main person. So like I was like, you know what? He makes it that I don't have to be, 6'5", two something, whatever. Like, it makes every movie he was making seem more relatable.
Gotcha.
From a movie point of view, from a real
John
person point of
McClane.
view, yeah, from a real person point of view, surprisingly, Keanu Reeves. I
Really?
never I knew nothing about him personally for the longest time, and then more and more I would hear stories of what he did, how he donated a lot of the money he made off the Matrix movies
Yeah.
to a charity for research into I forgot the disease that his sister died of. He's always giving and very humble. Rides the subway. You never heard much of his romantic life as much as these guys like to put their personal life out there. You
Yeah.
really never heard much of his personal life up until recently. And
Right.
even
Right.
with that, no offense to the women, not that everything should be about looks. But again, with these celebrities and them being about appearances,
Right.
he's
Right.
not dating a model. He's dating, a woman appropriate for him and his age.
Right.
So it just made me realize how much with all his popularity, it hasn't got to his head.
Oh, wow, man. That's cool. That's really cool. Sanj, any actor that stands out for you?
Oh, I've never really, been too much into celebrity and like and being in awe of a celebrity or following a celebrity like that. For me, it's been more about the characters that they play. And like
Hmm.
for example, so for me, it would probably be Patrick Stewart, but
Hmm.
more so because of Picard
Right.
and Professor X. Like those are basically two very similar characters, but like though that character specifically had such a profound effect on me, and I can't help but have that that affinity for the character. I can't help but have that spill over onto the man
Gotcha.
himself because I gotta believe that Picard is in there somewhere. He
Right.
wasn't just like created on a piece of paper. Like so much of what he is had to come from Patrick Stewart. So for me, it would be more that. But if I had to pick, a person per se, I would have went with what Al said because with Keanu Reeves because he's been through so much personal tragedy and have stuff
Right.
happen to him,
Absolutely.
and he just and then you hear the stories about him, just like the amount of money that he donates, and even when he takes a picture with the like someone comes up to him and says let me take a picture, here now in the Me Too era, he especially when he's taking pictures with women, you can see his hand like open
And
and
floating
clearly
above their
not
shoulder.
and clearly not touching because he does he's not trying to catch a quick feel or something like that
Yeah, he's
with a lot of
respectful. Yeah.
yeah, he's a very just respectful person and just down to earth. It's like one time I heard a story about there was a flight that got canceled or something and people were waiting around trying to figure out what was happening. He just went and rented like a bus and he drove it. He told everybody that it was a small, like it wasn't like a big like airline or whatever, but he just
Yeah.
rented like a van or something like that. Told everybody to get in the van and he just drove everybody to where they were going.
Did
You
they
know,
know
That's
that was
awesome.
a sequel to Speed?
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that I would get on
Me
the
too.
bus with him just because of whatever. But just
Speed 2.5, fuck the boat.
but yeah, so and like I admire actors for their ability to bring characters to life. I mean, we've talked a lot about Christian Bale and any part that
We lose him.
We lost.
but
There you go.
yeah, I'm here. So no, if we were talking about The Craft, it would be Christian Bale, but
Yeah.
as far as like a human being, a person, it would be Keanu.
All right. And Brandon, how about you, man? Any specific actor that stands out for you, man?
Actor-wise, like in terms of theater, Samuel L. Jackson. Love that guy. He could do and be anyone.
He's plays the same character, but he's so many different people.
It's so many different people, the same bravado and everything. The snakes on a motherfucking plane. Like he could be Nick Fury in a heartbeat. Like he's everybody. Like he's great. And then like as a human being, I feel like Chris Evans is like top on my list. Like I don't know if it was him becoming Captain America, that made him become Captain America in like real life. Like he's just embodies Captain America. I don't know if it's because of the character that he played, but he's just now Captain America. The way he works for charities, the way he wants to help, with all these donations for cancer and everything like that. He's just like a really fine human being, and that's really cool to see his character translate so well to who he is off the screen.
You guys ever see the Oscars moment where I forgot who won Best Actress or it was supporting actress? I'm not sure, but she was walking.
Regina Hall.
Regina Hall was walking to the thing, and he helped her with her dress as she was walking up the stairs. Oh, dude,
Captain America right there. Like
that's it. And you know how many people yelled out, "That's Captain America." That's it. It's so funny, man. But
I'm sorry, Regina King.
Regina King. Okay. Okay,
Yes.
thanks, man. So yeah, man, that's awesome that you guys feel that way about these actors, man. And like I said, I know we're all not huge celebrity fans and like big into the celebrities and nothing like that, but there's these couple of guys or a couple of people out there that just, they stand out when you think about their acting, the way that they are off camera, everything. So that's pretty awesome, man. And then I wanted to ask you guys this week regarding like, since we all been pretty much. Not me and Sanj. Me and Sanj been actually going to work.
Yeah, we're two of those essential.
My job's non-essential, but they think they are, so they keep making me go in. They're like, nah, this building's open.
I just wanted to know because, like I said last week, I think a lot of us have nothing but time to watch movies and do some extra stuff. Just say any movies you guys got a chance to watch, Brandon. Any movies this week you got? Brandon, you know what? You texted me the list. It's all blurred, bro.
I got a huge list here. I have not stopped watching movies.
Brandon, give me the list of the movies you've seen this week.
I'll start with Ford vs. Ferrari. I watched Hustlers, Doctor Sleep, Jojo Rabbit, Midsummer, and 1917. And then Superman, the Red Sun.
Jesus Christ, Brandon.
I've had a lot of time.
Those are all good titles right there.
Those are all really good movies. Except for, I'm going to be a little biased here. I didn't like 1917.
Okay, I was about to ask because like I was thinking about watching that, and I looked at it when at the Oscars, all the clips of it, and I'm like, I wasn't that interested, so I wanted to hear what you had to say.
You have to be really into war stuff for that movie to catch your interest. Like the story, it doesn't go the way you think it's gonna go, like from the get go.
Is he just running the whole time? Like that's because every clip of it like was him running.
The majority of the movie is somebody running. Yes.
Isn't the whole movie one shot?
It looks like it is for the majority of the time. Especially like the running scenes are very one shot. Like I don't want to give it away, but there's a scene where you see a dogfight happening in the sky. And then when plane gets shot down, and as it's coming down, it ends up going towards where they are. So they have to run, but the camera view is still on them running away from the plane, so it's still coming in as in one shot. So the cinematography of this movie is gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay. Like the cinematography from start to finish is great.
Right.
It's just the story and the acting isn't complete. And like you have to be really into war movies because it's a long build. It's a very long build, and the ending isn't satisfactory. So you're like waiting for this build, and then it gets there, and you're like, okay, like got it. So beautiful movie, gorgeous. Yeah. I think of the list of movies that I watched, it was the most beautiful I've seen. But yeah. You could see that on DVD or rent it on stream.
Now, you saw one of Sanjay's like number ones.
I was gonna ask that next.
Yeah, that Ford v Ferrari, Brandon. Was that the best movie you saw, or?
I would say Ford v Ferrari was the best one I saw.
Wow.
2.5 hours and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. Okay.
From start to finish, entertaining. The caliber of these actors, from Matt Damon and Christian Bale, it's just great to see them on screen for every scene.
All right, man. That's awesome to hear, man. Sanj, yourself, brother. You watch any movies this week or no chance to watch?
I did see Superman Red Sun. We watched Just Mercy with Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
Great movie. And I think there was one more movie that we saw, but now I can't remember.
All right.
But I haven't had that much time because you know how work is right now.
Of course. It's nuts with us, man. Yeah, man. Now, Just Mercy, man. I know that was a good movie featuring
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan and also Jamie Foxx is one of my best actors.
You know who's in it also? Brie Larson.
Oh, get out of here!
Oh, wow.
It's the two of them, co-starring in the movie.
And just a fantastic story. I don't want to spoil the ending or anything like that, but I understand it's trying to get him
based on a true story. Great movie. But it will make you angry at the same time when you see what's going on or has gone on in our criminal justice system.
Yeah.
And it'll make you angry as well.
Yeah, I hear you, man. All right, that's Al, man. Any chances for movies for you, man, or a little rough week?
Well, not so much movies, but a lot of series. Like I binged up. I don't know if you guys ever watched Altered Carbon on Netflix.
Yes.
So I just watched the whole second season. I binged.
With King Mackey?
Yeah. Been watched Picard. Finished out that series. My wife and I just binged this morning because we woke up early, so we just watched the whole season of Island on Netflix.
Island?
It's. I don't want to say too much because if you guys do catch it, it's pretty interesting. It's The Island, I-land.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was an interesting series.
All right.
And then that watching Picard got me interested on Discovery. So I've been watching I've watched like the first 5 episodes of.
Sanja turned one.
But you see from doing this, and we've been talking so much about like Star Wars, Star Trek, like I've started to get more of an appreciation for Star Wars, and Al's starting to talk more about Star Trek. So Al, I gotta ask you. I hate to do it, but I know we're supposed to be talking about movies. What did you think of the finale of Picard? What they did, without giving it away, what they did.
I saw it coming as soon as they introduced the Gollum.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming. I was just like, how? I just like, okay, how? Well, you knew why because they said.
Yeah.
the whole series started with an announcement about him. So you knew why it was going to happen. I just
Yeah.
didn't know like how it would play out and how much of a factor in the outcome of the season, because you knew
Okay.
they were going to want him to be there for next season. So
Yeah.
Well, didn't they prelude that in one of the movies? Like this happened
Well,
because
the
of that.
illness that he had was preluded in not in the
The la-
movies, in
the
the
last
in the
episode,
series
right?
finale of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Gotcha.
They find out about his illness or the defect that he has that will cause the illness. But I only had one question about it. So if Data was there, right, in limbo, why didn't
Mhm.
they made all these androids, right?
Why
Why the
didn't they
fuck
just
couldn't
put
they?
him in one?
I'm like, why the fuck they couldn't put Data in a body? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like, they have my man just sitting
that-
there in limbo, like, what the fuck?
I thought that too. Up until that last scene. Because
Yeah, exactly, Hop. Basically, that's yeah.
And I didn't even see the thing.
nah, but if you go back to that last scene, I think it was because remember what his request was of Picard. I think he made a similar request, and that's why he was never in the body. Like to have, I don't want to give it away for anybody who may watch it.
It's enough time has passed.
As many spoilers as we've given.
Yeah.
But
Spoiler alert. Picard
Yeah,
lives.
Surprise.
Surprise! The show will still go on.
Oh
But,
my God.
And
Man.
then in terms of the actual movie was the rewatching Six Underground for today.
All right, man. So listen, man, before we get to Six Underground real quick, I saw The Grudge from 2020. Oh God. So The Grudge, yeah. Don't waste your time. Yeah.
No?
And then, mind you, I have all these movies I haven't seen. I think on the last episode I said that I was gonna watch Deadpool 1 and 2. Yeah, I ended up watching Captain America: Civil War because Brandon mentioned it.
Sometimes it be like that.
Dude, you put it in my head that you saw Civil War, and I was just like, I need to see Civil War. Simple. Wasn't mad at the decision at all.
Can't go wrong.
Fantastic. But I also binge watched the show too. I started watching You. So I binge watched You
Oh,
season
okay.
1 and season 2. And I couldn't stop watching them. I kept going to the next one. I'm actually up to the last episode of season 2 right now. So
Ooh, okay.
hopefully tonight.
Listen.
You guys have all seen You?
Yeah.
Yeah, kid.
Well, I gotta find this on my own.
I think I
man.
told you all about
I mean, you said the podcast was about movies. I mean, there's plenty of series we could have talked about, bro.
There is a series right now that you all need to see if you haven't. It's called Tiger King.
No,
It
No,
is
yes,
the
we started that last night.
greatest thing ever.
no
Now-
way. I saw the preview. It looks cheesy as
Now
hell.
let me tell
That's
you
what
something.
I'm
Bro,
saying.
you gotta
You
watch
have
it.
to.
Bro.
You like episode 1 is like, oh, okay, it's a premise. It's a gay guy and tigers. Like that's the whole thing. And you're like, oh, all right, that's fine.
He self-described gay gun-toting cowboy who loves big cats.
Okay.
And that's the whole first episode. So
Yeah,
it's very
and
straightforward.
that
and
is
it's just like,
exactly
oh,
what the, yeah.
okay. But then
Nothing
it's
there
like
goes
episode
together.
2, you're like, whoa! And then episode 3, whoa! And then it just goes crazy for 7 episodes. And just don't try to make sense of anything you watch. Just watch it and enjoy it.
Well, here's what I've learned so far from Tiger King. If like society fails and like all the safeguards and everything, we are going to get eaten by tigers in
There's
in
so
America.
many tigers
There are
in
more
America.
tigers like in America than anywhere else, apparently.
That's
And we are
true.
going to get eaten by them because they're all over the place.
There's
all
so
over the
many,
place.
apparently.
Oh my God. I'm looking forward to that one now. So I gotta put it on
Don't
the
make
list.
any sense of it. You just watch it and enjoy it.
Wait.
I'm telling
You know, I want to remember this really quick. What was the Netflix show where you were watching and you was just like, they did what? And then you told me the one time that the guy got a blowjob from a friend, and it was another guy.
It was one of these shows. It was a show like I forgot what it was, but the guy was like a pedophile and he lived next door or something like that, and he was like they let him sleep with their daughter and everything, like in her bed, and like he was like my friend, so he wanted to get like a relief, so he asked me to give him a blowjob, and I did.
And you said you watched that show like what?
It was ridiculous. I gotta find the title. I'll send it to you, and I'll put it on YouTube for everyone else to watch too.
Oh my
It was
god.
because like the whole thing was asinine. Like the wife was in love with this guy, and she had an affair, but he went and gave the guy a blowjob, and then he was still with the daughter, and it was like a whole thing. This is real. This is
So
a
wait,
real
he
documentary.
slept with the daughter, like actually, like had
They
sex
were-
with the daughter.
Yes, and then they also, when she was a teenager, let him come over and sleep in her bed just to sleep in her bed. Like, this is a real thing. This happened. This is a real docuseries.
Oh my god.
I'll
Ridiculous.
send it
Man.
to you guys later. It's crazy.
Oh my god. I think we should start a podcast to talk about Netflix shows, dude.
I'm with it. There's some
With-
crazy stuff on Netflix, bro.
Bottom
Dude,
line.
I've seen a couple, man. But again, we were all gonna watch a movie together, kind of thing, apart but together. And I wanted you guys to watch Six Underground. Now I don't know if you guys want to kill me for watching Six Underground.
There were nice quips in there. There were some quips, you know.
My tickets, it sucks.
Just watch it is free.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into this movie for
Hey,
Netflix, man.
it sucks.
I didn't understand the story and how they got anywhere, but I enjoyed all the action, especially the opening.
The opening was crazy.
The fucking
right?
eyeball, yo.
Fucking
Oh.
Dave Franco bit it, man.
I didn't see that. That I'm like, what?
All right, so let's just talk about the movie itself. If you guys could rate the movie, because you know what I was thinking? I was thinking like, there's more than us that's just being quarantined. It's all of New York pretty much. Almost every state pretty much right now is dealing with this. Everybody's trying to stay home to be, helpful to the society here, to not pass this coronavirus thing around. And I figured so many people have Netflix, maybe not know about this. So Six Underground is a movie which I didn't know was Michael Bay. I knew after the first explosion when the fireworks came out. But so it's a Michael Bay directed movie, and it stars Ryan Reynolds and a cast of like unknowns besides like Dave Franco and stuff like that. But I found it as like entertaining. I thought it was cool. There was a lot of cool shots, you know what I mean? But I think like you, Brandon, the story was a mess in the beginning, and then at the end it started to make sense. It started to like be a more linear story, but the movie was, I think at the end it was okay. I don't think you should rush to go see it, but it's a movie. It's not bad to waste some time. 2 hours though.
2 hours.
That was crazy.
And a lot of it didn't make any sense.
Al, you got a chance to watch the Six Underground?
Yeah, well, I saw it when they first released it on Netflix, and just like you guys are saying, like it made no sense. It took a while for it to sink in what was happening.
Right.
But watching it this time around, and now knowing what was coming, like it made everything make sense more. Like I was able to understand what they was trying to say easier, because since I already knew the story, like I caught on when they were doing a flashback, and as opposed to thinking, okay, this is happening now. So it was
that was really confusing.
Yeah, so it made it easier to know when they did a flashback as opposed to the current. But I like Ryan Reynolds' sarcasm. So just watching a movie, his movies could suck, which they usually do, but just the way he delivers his lines, just make that alone I find entertaining.
Al, is it me or is that guy playing Deadpool in every movie?
I think they wrote Deadpool for him.
I was gonna say, I think Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds. Like,
I think
Ryan
like
Reynolds is just the guy.
Whoever made up Deadpool looked into the future, saw Ryan Reynolds, and said, "Yeah, that's Deadpool." And then they wrote Deadpool based on that.
You're like, how do you want me to act? Just do it.
Just do
the
it.
thing.
Just
Do the thing.
show up. Like we'll be okay.
Yeah,
Put the
just
mask
talk.
on.
Sanj, you get a chance to watch Six Underground?
Yes, I did.
All right, what'd you think, man?
I think the best line of the movie was right at the end where they say, "Next time, can't we just knock off a fucking casino?" Best line of the movie.
Oh my god.
Because I see what they were trying to do. It was definitely like an Ocean 11's kind of thing, except they're murdering people.
Yeah.
It was mildly entertaining.
Right. I think that one of the things I did like, and it's like kind of morbid to say I liked, some of the in the first like maybe half hour was that car chase. Dude, when those cars were like breaking apart, you saw the people coming out of the cars, and it was ultra violent. It's
Oh,
just
so
ridiculous.
violent.
It was
And just like very
ultra.
graphic, very graphic.
Yeah, man, like all the shots and all the blood everywhere. Oh my God. Like they're speeding through Italy while performing surgery in the back of a car. I don't know. I just thought it was a little ridiculous there.
Very
But
Michael Bay.
let me tell you something. I'm watching it, right? And I'm like, damn, it looks familiar, like the shots of like the army planes and this. And I'm like, looks like
So
Transformers.
I'm about to say,
It's
Prime,
like
is that you?
it definitely looked like Transformerish. I'm like, nah. And then the first explosion with the fireworks come out, I was like, this gotta be Michael Bay. I paused it,
Yeah.
looked at it, I was like, yeah. I can't do that with any other director besides John Woo when a bird starts flying. When- those explosions are ridiculous though, man. Uh,
Mhm.
but like overall, you guys, violence, it was all right. I mean, I think it was a little
It
over the
was
top.
it was
Oh,
fun. It was so preposterous, but it was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Score-
funny enough, one of the part it's morbid, but one of the parts of the movie I loved was when they threw the brother out the chopper. The mob just got him. They were beating the
Yeah.
shit out of him. Like, I don't know why I enjoyed that so much, but I did.
Yeah, man. You know what I thought was pretty cool was he number 5, the guy who did all that parkour stuff?
Yeah.
4.
He was
Four.
4. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Was she in the intro?
Oh, dude, that wasn't real, right? He didn't.
Oh, when
I
he
don't.
slid down the roof.
I mean, he made
kidding
it
me?
look. They made it look possible.
I'll give it a shot. I'll let you know how it
It-
goes.
It's a definite maybe.
So nuts, man. Absolutely nuts, man. Now, by any chance, man, is there any movies on Netflix that you guys would want to watch, like for all of us to kind of talk about or anything like that, or nah? I can't really think of anything that's on like Netflix only kind of thing movie.
You know,
Yeah.
Hulu, if anyone has Hulu, they have a whole like it's not like scary movies, but they're like creepy movies. It's like I think it's called like In the Dark or whatever. And it's a whole series of movies that occur with each holiday. So
Oh
like they
wow.
have like a Valentine's Day movie, they have a Christmas movie, and like so on and so forth. So they're all themed, and I think they're up to like 10 movies at this point.
Oh wow.
Oh, well.
All right, right. Well, I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, man. I'll look to see what they got on there, and we can try to find out something that we can all watch, kind of thing. If not, we'll maybe talk about doing Bloodshot next week or something else, man. We'll see what's up because some of those movies that recently came out in theaters is trying to put them out there on the on demand there now.
Yeah, Trolls
Yeah.
World Tour is coming out on demand now.
Yeah, man. So I know the kids probably watch the tour there, so
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
probably watch that there. And then, just for the last question for today, man, it was a poll that I saw on CinemaBlend.com. CinemaBlend does a lot of movie news and things like that, and they were talking about they don't know what they're doing with Black Widow, right? So Black Widow got moved indefinitely right now to May 1st, and what they were asking people was, what do you prefer, right? So the options were they either move Eternals. So Eternals right now I think is for November.
Yeah.
So for them to just pretty much push everything 6 months and just put Black Widow at the Eternal spot and just start taking the spots up like they had, originally not originally planned, but like just everything moves 6 months kind of thing. Would you want them to release it in August like they're doing Wonder Woman 1984? Would you want them to just Disney Plus it? Or the last choice was long hair don't cur. So
Oh. I mean, we talked about this last week in terms of like what's gonna happen because they officially put it on hold,
yeah,
and I feel like Disney closed their parks. They're closing this and that. Their main stream of money right now is going to come from these streaming sources and whatever entertainment that they have to offer. I feel like this is going to be an exclusive on Disney Plus, and just not available on iTunes, only on Disney Plus for like a week or so. I don't know, just to get people to buy accounts, just to get some kind of stream of money coming in, and then have it re-released in theaters. I don't know, because I feel like I feel like they know that the anticipation on this one is really big because they've really built it up, and I know they don't want to lose the flame on this one because of like the release date, and they've already had the final
Right.
trailer. They don't want this one forgotten about. So at this point, you you can't go back to showing the regular trailer for it to release in November. So I'm hoping for either the August with Wonder Woman to compete with Wonder Woman, or putting it on Disney Plus for like 2 weeks.
All right, man. And Sanj, man, what's your take, man? What you out of those like kind of options there?
Part of me wants to wait to watch it in the movies just because we've had that experience with all the Marvel movies, all the big Marvel movies, and
Right.
to now like not go to a theater for a huge Marvel movie like that, would be would kind of not be a good look for me. So I kind of want to wait for it to be able to be in the theaters. But then the question is, how long are you gonna wait? And then part of me is like, all right, let's just watch it on Disney Plus. So I really don't. I don't know at this
Yeah.
point, man. I'm it's just I'm like Data right now. I'm in limbo. Yeah, yeah, basically.
Man. I think I'm in the honestly. I really don't care personally, man. I think
Yeah.
I just want to see it already. But I'm willing to wait till August if it comes out in August. If they move it to November, all right, whatever. I'll wait. We have no choice but to wait. But to be honest, if it goes on Disney Plus day one, I'll call out sick for that bad boy. All right, man. Al,
Uh,
man, how about you, man? What you taking on that?
no, actually I want them to hold it until like August, November, or whatever the time frame is that they're able to release movies in theaters again, just so we can go and experience it there,
I
like in
got
that
you.
environment with that kind of sound system and so forth. But don't delay everything else. Just because you were going to originally release Black Widow in May and Eternals in November doesn't mean now that you need to push Eternals out. If you release Black Widow in August, just still release Eternals in November.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
still
instead
3 months.
it's 3 months. By 3 months, you've already gotten all your diehard Marvel fans that really wanted to see Black Widow. You've already gotten them in the first
Right,
couple of
right.
weeks. So whatever people are still going 3 months later, they're still going to see Black Widow. They may not see Eternals because it's not that big of a name, but you'll
Right.
still then get your Marvel fans to come in, and and the fans didn't have to wait 6 months. They only had to wait to three, and it kind of allows you to keep in your Winter Soldier, your WandaVision, and everything else on Disney Plus with whatever time frame they were going to do.
Right.
So just release it in August. Don't push it back too late, and you can still have a good time frame with everything else after.
Yeah, man, I hear you, man. So I mean, you hear us, man. We're all waiting for it. We're hoping it comes out soon.
Yeah.
And we got our fingers crossed for more movie news this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, listen,
Movie
that's gonna be
news.
our pack.
No movies out.
That's the news. That's it.
Yes, no news, and no news is not good news.
No, it's not at all.
Oh man, but listen, man, we thank you guys for listening and watching on YouTube and listening to podcasts on your Stitcher, your iTunes, and whatever else Google Play you have out there. And we want to say thank you to the fans in France because apparently France is loving us right now.
Vive la France!
Yeah, man. And good thing Brandon brought out the French today. So
You're welcome.
yeah, man.
Coincidentally, I've been eating croissants like nothing. I've
Sacre
legitimately,
bleu.
I've legitimately gained 10 pounds.
Oh man.
Like legit.
Yeah, I'm stress eating like a motherfucker. So, but listen, man, we thank you on the podcast for listening to us. I know the sound quality is a little different because we're using Skype now to kind of do these podcasts on Sundays. But listen, man, it's the way that we make it work for us four to be together and talk about these movies still. And the people on YouTube, subscribing and watching the videos, we appreciate you guys. We're going to keep on bringing out more videos. And in the meantime, if you guys are listening to the podcast, Sanjay says in the beginning, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow us on any one of those things, and we'll give you up-to-dates on everything that we're doing. And as far as the stuff goes, you'll find us every Sunday releasing, something. So whether it's the podcast, the YouTube, subscribe, follow us, and you'll guys be up to date with everything we're doing. If there's any suggestions you guys have, email us at therealfanreview@gmail.com. Go to our website, therealfanreview.com, and let us know what you want us to talk about. Guys, we appreciate you. We're coming in from New York. I'm saying good night. My man Al,
Good night, everybody.
my brother B.
Omelette au fromage.
Wow.
Ah,
That's
Nice.
cheese omelet.
duh,
Cheese
duh.
omelet. My boy Sanj.
Have a good night, everyone. Please stay safe.
Yeah, guys, stay safe. Follow the protocols out there. Help me and Sanj stop working so damn much.
For real.
We'll talk to you on the next one. Have a good night.